What do you mean there's an update? Oh, did we get a balance patch? Or a new co-op mission? Or story-driven campaign? Oh, no, we got new maps? Just new maps. But it's not a new season, right? No, not a new season. We just got maps. Okay, we just got maps. Who knows why? New maps. Isn't that exciting? So apparently, this post was made last week stating that we would be getting new maps. Yay! There were some questions that I saw raised from that post, chiefly among them being, why are there 8 maps in the pool? Supposedly, it was rumored or confirmed by somebody that Beckett Industries was not going to be part of the ladder pool once this change went live, and to that I would have to say Beckett, yeah, I'm not gonna say much on that one. I don't know, that's above my pay grade. So moving on, 5 new maps were added to the pool. We still have Blackburn, we still have 2000 Atmospheres, which was supposedly updated, but I don't see anything differently. Maybe somebody will tell me what they updated, somebody who really wants to take a deep dive on that one. And we still have Beckett for now. Maybe. Beckett might be gone, might be still here, who knows? Who knows anymore? 5 new maps to talk about and take a look at, though. Berlingrad, Curious Minds, Glittering Ashes, Pride of Altaris, and Hardwire. I don't know about you guys, but I want to take a look at each of these maps in-game. Let's go. Berlingrad. Welcome to the map, Berlingrad. LE. I have pitted a couple AIs to battle to the death here while I can spectate and look around the map, point out some features. Before I get too far into this though, Alaric, can we please remove the grotesque creature from the screen?
I agree with this choice.
Thank you very much. Excellent. Now we can look at this in its full glory and entirety. So, one thing I notice right away is that the map is much more green. Actually, it's quite a nice little tile set here. There's some of this industrial building type, but then there's also some decent looking vegetation here. Look, trees. I must admit, I don't think I've seen a decent greenery map in quite a while. Looking around, main base, quite a large sized main base. Actually, I can just hear the Nidus worm popping up right on this corner. Also a lot of dead airspace around your main base, because this space up here, you can't go past this fence with ground units. So this would be a great spot to hide, overlords for scouting Zerg. You can go around the top up here and then into the main base. Or if you're a cheeky Terran doing a battle cruiser opener likewise. Looks like there's a lot of dead space around the left too. You can really maneuver around. Here, drops all the way around, liberators. Whoa, I can just feel the pain already. Moving down, decently sized ramp. Is there a Reaper? There is a Reaper cliff here. Looks like just a single tile, so nothing too crazy there. Reaper can jump in. You have your ramp. Natural, very logical. Once you get out here though, you have the triangle third that's a bit far away. You can take the line third down here, or looks like just a couple easy minerals. There are only 5 minerals on each of those patches, so you can open those up to maybe get a quicker rush distance. Likewise on the other side. Moving down, obviously the 4th base, if you don't take the alternative third as well. Decently sized macro map here. quite a few ways to move around. You can go through the center. There's no, it looks like sight blockers or anything. There's one set of destructibles here just to limit some movement. This is completely sealed off, but you can also just kind of go around it on either side. And then you're right at the opponent's third, so good potential for moving armies around really multiple sides here, just about any way you can want to. Going up across, there's lots of dead space up here. Totally free to move around the edges of the map. And even hiding stuff back here. You can get something like a mothership way back in the main base. Oh man, the offensive recall, I can see it now. There is debris blocking one avenue to the third that we saw, but really it's quite wide open. Whether you're having to go for a surround for Zerg. What about tank spots? That is one thing that actually concerns me. This spot right in here, and likewise on this side, being able to siege up with those minerals to block, the minerals can serve as a barrier. You stick a couple tanks right here, and have bio guarding them, that seems like it could be hard to break without something like Ravagers to bile. Big questions. Questions for people much higher MMR than I am, for sure. Oh, good pillar spot here. What about the pillar? So, that does not look like high ground at all. And even if it is high ground, not for long. You can put just a marine up here and then see. And there's nothing on the other side. Is this the only pillar for Overlord scouting, I mean? Holy moly, that's quite far away. Now, granted, you can see the two of the exits for the main base, but this third one, you can't see that from the pillar. If an OV's sitting here, there is no way that that Overlord can see that entire ramp from just sitting there. So you have to commit to get some scouting. I don't think be able to get away with just one scouting OV. There's a dog. There's an actual dog. And it's not even a interactable critter. You can't just kill it off. That's good. Alright. Berlingrad. Next up on the list is Curious Minds. And this is already a very different tile set than Berlingrad. And the map, look at the mini-map, it feels so much smaller in scale. Main base is not quite as small, but it's definitely structured differently. You have very little space on the lateral sides of the main base, but there's a lot more space up front here. So Terran players, you'll be lining your structures vertically on that side of your main base, it looks like. Definitely a lot less space. Well, maybe less space. There's less space like right here. If you had something positioned right here, you could hit anything there. But if you get all the way to the back, it might be dead air. Likewise, being able to hide something in between the main and the natural there, but overall, it feels a lot smaller, a lot tighter of a fit. You go down your ramp, Natural has a ramp too, different from some maps, but also something we're mildly used to. And then from there, wow, the third base, that feels pretty far away actually. The the line third, I should call it, if you're taking your third up in a line. The triangle, that's good for Terrans. Definitely good for Terrans, because you can even put a couple tanks up here and cover most of the ground by your base. Impassable terrain here, smoke, line of sight blockers, a lot of sight blockers actually, and 2 destructible rocks in the center of the map, so you can open those up to allow center passage. While those are still up though, what is the flow of movement? You go down your natural. If you go across, you have a ramp here, and then down into the opponent's third. Or if you go up, you're still hitting the third base. And if you go down, you go up either of those ramps, and then you're more towards the natural side. So movement actually is a bit constricted without that center area. The watchtowers on the side, I wonder how much of this space they can actually see, because they can definitely see movement going through here, going through here. I don't think it can actually see movement up here, though. So if you want to try and hide from that watchtower, you might be able to get away with it hugging up on the top of this corner and then going down this ramp, which you're essentially going through the center without destroying the rocks. That might be the only way to really avoid the watchtowers. I feel like those are going to be key points of conflict on the map until somebody opens up those center rocks. Talk about the tile set more artistically. A lot of purple, a lot of holograms I'm seeing too. Look at this. That was something. A drone, maybe? A tempest? I'm not sure. DNA strands. There's a lot going on here. Very technical feel, almost like a Tron map, if you will. Something rotating going on here also. Futuristic cityscape in the far background. I like the floating platform feel. You're way above some city, something's happening. Some smoke or fire effects going on. The illusion of production and business and whatever all of this is that's creating dead airspace. Whatever's going on here. Practicing Psystorm. Wait, there's stuff in here. What are those? Those banelings? Oh, Zerg players, your stuff always ends up in somebody's tank. What do they think you are, a fish for an aquarium? That's not fair. The Zergling hologram here. Lots of little Roomba robots cleaning up the place. You can kill them if you want to have a dirty base. There's one in your main base too. You better get rid of that, or else it'll start cleaning up your base. Not much else to talk about artistically. It's nice. I mean, it's a lot of colors, a lot going on. It might get distracting with all this movement, but when you're in the heat of the game, that's probably fine. Reaper ramp here. Thank gosh there's these moving lights, because that is a dark ramp. Oh my gosh, you can barely see that. Very well shadowed. It's easier to see on this side. Oh, that's a big ramp, actually. Well, big. It wraps around here, so the Reaper can jump up here and then go into the main, or they might be able to go down and across, too. Very interesting. So to wall it off, to do a Reaper wall, you'll need to cover that entire space. You can't just get away with covering that spot, because then the Reaper could jump up here. Super interesting. Very cool. That looks like the only spot that's jumpable, that's impassable. This might be jumpable, I'm not sure. Not 100% on that. Doesn't look like anything else over here for the natural. Alright, Curious Minds, there you have it. On to the next one. This is Glittering Ashes, and I already see lava. It's a lava tile set. Maybe char based on the planet. Ooh, that's a lot of space up here. Nice. These are not interactable cliffs or platforms, but it adds a nice aesthetic. So lava all around the map here. You cannot escape seeing that orange in your peripheral vision. Clear difference between the low and the high grounds here. The high grounds got that industrial, mechanical platform feel. Meanwhile, dirt on the low ground. Look at all this, like, particle effects, smolder, ash. Oh, it is Glittering Ashes in the name. I guess I should use my logic parts there to figure that out. Whatever this is, lava crab, you can't kill it. It's an endangered species, so don't even try to touch it. Crystals going on, conveyor belts, so definitely that industrial production feel, mining facility. Let's take a look at the layout here. Main base. That is a bit small, maybe? Certainly oriented differently. More arrows to help people see where the Reaper wall is. I like it. Decently wide wall, but nothing we're not used to. 2 Roomba bots in your base for double the trouble from that last one. Extra platform up here for something. You turret lovers, you can build turrets all up here. Moving around the main base, there is a lot of space for your production lines. Like I said, Terran players should be doing it along there, probably along the top here too. Very tight ramp down into the natural, decently spaced around the minerals. I don't know about you, but when I see this, I know there's going to be a cannon rush there. That's going to be the spot. Cannon rush right as you get into the natural. Pervert pillar right there, very good. Able to see the natural gases. I don't think you can see both of them, but you can see one, and that's about all the information you really need. Decently sized choke here. It looks like it's the standard 1, 2.5. Might be able to wall it off with just 2 structures, I'm not sure. Moving across, you have access to the line third way over here with multiple entryways, or you can take that closer triangle with just the couple chokes. Going down the ramp, nice 4th base location, very pocketed also on the 3 o'clock side over here. There's a lot of bases here actually. What's the count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, is that right? 9 bases on each side. It's 18 total. Oh man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It looks like so. 18 bases total. Oh. PVZ is going to be a fun one. Decently sized walkways going around here if you want to try and ignore the centerways. Looks like there's smoke screens to try and block line of sight. Debris on both sides really limiting your quick rush distance there. You have to go around. You can go around the ramps, or you can brave the smoke and get hit by Terran siege tanks. I can feel it coming already. Any rich bases, gold bases, nothing. Nada, zip, bubkiss. There's orange crystals being moved around the map, but no orange mineral bases. Very well, that's fine. I like the lava. I like the lava field. The rest of it, I'm impartial about. It feels very mechanical, very industrial. I like to see more natural themed maps, more greenery, trees, but maybe that's just me. A lot of pillars around the map, good for overlords if you want to maybe risk getting them shot down by a Viking. I don't know. Whatever floats your boat, right? Very small choke in there. I think that's smoked too, so line of sight blocker too. Oh man, you could sneak right up onto this base in the late game. Rotations, how does it feel for rotating around? If you have somebody coming up this way, they're blocked off there, you could go around. Feels very wide open actually. You could set up siege lines, cover, try and cut off multiple bases. I think this map looks just fine. Nothing really screams yay excitement to me, nor do I think it's going to be that bad. Single rock to make a choke there, that'll be destroyed off pretty quickly, I think. Lots of different entryways though. If you're not covering just this natural way, like this wonderfully brilliant AI over here, you could totally just sneak by right on this side. Definitely map vision is a must. There's no towers on this one either, so your map vision is going to be entirely up to you. And I kind of like that. Encouragement for having those scouting marines or pylons or risky overlords out there. Very good. Glittering ashes. On to the next one. Welcome to the Pride of Altar, which looks to be a ship. Protoss ship. So it gets that nice Protoss golden brownish beige. Is it beige? Tile set. And behind that, space. Ooh. Oh, scouts. Don't normally see that as a used model there. Limited airspace right behind the bases. I'm not sure if you can actually go all the way out or if you're stuck to like right here, but bit of freedom of movement. You can hide behind the base quite easily though, it looks like. Decently sized main base, a lot of space around the side. Nice, easy to access Reaper cliffs there, so you get that standard Reaper wall off. 1, 2, 3. There you can block Reapers out of your base, but not really, because they could just go around and jump up here, or be complete normies and just go right up the ramp. Who knows? Oh, pillars. Pillars. Gotta look for pillars. Maybe this is a pillar. Not 100% on that one. Can't really tell. It might be a pillar though. It looks like high ground, but we also saw earlier that there might be just some doodads, I guess for lack of a better term. You might even be able to see it if you have a unit up here. Definitely have to see. Small ramp again down into the natural. Lot of space behind the minerals and the gas here. Cannons, they're gonna go right here. They're gonna go over here. Ugh. Map makers. Encouraging cannon rushing since 1998, I tell you. Go down the ramp again. We have a ramp for the natural. That's always nice. Able to defend pretty easily. But past that, this is wide open. That's a huge ramp. Oh my word. So if you take the triangle third here, you have to defend that monster of a choke, this monster of a ramp, and well, this is actually more manageable, especially because it's your natural right there. But past that, oh boy, there's even a bit of space in here. You could maybe leave a Liberator sieged up right over top of those doodads. Single Zelnaga Watchtower in the middle of the map I see, along with, those look like line of sight blockers. Not movement blockers though, because you can see through it, but definitely sight blockers. If controlling that watchtower is going to be good, going to be helpful. Gold base, a full gold base. What? Oh no, it's not all full. Some of these have 900, some of these have 18. But still, to see a gold base with 8 patches and 2 gas? Oh man. Cheesers rejoice. Be able to take a cheesy expansion. Likewise on the other side too. Is that the only gold? Let's see. 1, 2. There. Yeah, that's the only gold it looks like. Base count 3, 6, 9 again. And this map looks much larger. While not exactly comparable to Romanticide for the defensibility of the bases, I can see these going long. How many chokes, really? Because you have one entrance here with rocks. You have this monster of a ramp over here, and this entry, well, you could also cut off here. If you cut off essentially 3 points, you set up defenses here, you cover this ramp, and then you cover this choke, you have access to 5, math is hard, 5 bases pretty easily. Oh my goodness, the macro map, clear as day. Rocks still around the edges, so it almost feels a bit like Eternal Empire too, because maybe that's just the Protoss tile set speaking to me, but you can take bases all the way up here. You can wrap around, ramps everywhere, green grass, I like it. Oh, this is very nice to see. There's even fish. You can take a break from trying to murder your opponent and catch some fish. Way to go. Nothing like peace and relaxation. This is very wide open now. Zerg's gonna have a field day getting surrounds in the, well, field, actually. Low grass, it's essentially a field, isn't it? Destructible rocks blocking off these entry points. So the general flow of movement for this map, it feels a bit defensive. Not as nice as Romanticide for turtling up, but there is that potential. Likewise on the other side, just a complete symmetry. You can go down the ramp. You can take the line third pretty easily. I like the setup for the line third here with the choke here, but you do have to be careful. Siege tanks in this spot can absolutely reach the gas here. They might be able to reach both gases too. TVT, TVZ, I can see that happening. Siege tanks set up on the ground right here, right behind those trees. Hell, you could even pick them up and drop them right here, and then you've got your opponent's gas and the rocks potentially to shield for you. Siege tank there, bio. Oh man. Ooh, I shiver at the pain. This AI is building investors this quickly. What is going on here? My goodness, we need to leave before this battle heats up to something weird. I think there's only one more map now. Alright, the last map on the list is going to be Hardwire with a different tile set. Red, alien feeling, xenomorphic. What on earth is that? I don't even want to know. That's some scary looking stuff right there. It looks like a big beehive there too. Oh boy. So, you get into this. Main base is very nicely sized. A lot of space up here, a lot of space up at the top. Likewise, I can already hear the Nidus worm popping up right there, and 17 queens popping out to any poor unsuspecting Protoss base. A lot of dead space along the bottom, top side here, so you can absolutely take some stuff and hide. There's even space behind the natural. So if you take your air units down around that third base, move all the way across, you have free access to main base, to natural base there. Good for aggression, for drop play. Especially nice to have in the late game too, where you can have some more avenues for counterplay or harassment. The standard choke down to the natural here, actually pretty nicely sized. Entryway to the natural. 1, 2, looks like still can be easily walled off. 2.5 to 3 big buildings there. Line third base, also easily defensible. There's one ramp down here that's a bit out of vision. Couple entryways here and here, but it's not entirely passable terrain thanks to that middle machine. I'm not sure what that is. Sparking with lightning, though, probably not safe. I don't think I would want to touch it. Reaper ramp is glowing red. Wait a minute. That's a big platform. Excuse me? That platform? You can fit way more than a Reaper on here. Oh my gosh, you might even be able to fit groups of Marines or tanks. Oh dear. Oh dear me. Put siege tank. Oh dear. That's gonna be a disaster. Oh my word. I don't even know what to say about that. I'm gonna have to practice with that to see if that's actually true. Oh my goodness, that's got some potential. Alright, try not to focus too much on that. Good pervert pillar there for overlords, able to see both gases pretty easily. Far enough away from high ground vision there. Triangle third, actually quite defensible because it's only got one major entrance. If you're covering this side, line 3rd likewise, very defensible. Poor creature, whatever that is. I don't know what that is. I take it back, not a poor creature. I don't know what it is. Moving down the map, smoke screen there, block line of sight, a lot of ramps. Ramps everywhere, destructible rocks. This AI is already getting aggressive. It's only been 3.5 minutes. AI needs to calm down. Destructible rocks on that side. Rotations for this map seem like they're actually going to be a bit tough to do. Zerg slaughtering each other. Jeez. So, if you're moving down through the map, you have the center pathways here with the ramps that are very easily covered because they're so close together. The Roomba's watching both of them. You can see it there. But if you go around the sides, you can't go this way because of the rocks. So you're forced to go all the way around here. If you get to here, and your opponent knows about it, so they set up defenses here, here, you're stuck. There is no way to actually move laterally without air forces, of course. You have to go all the way around. And I see a problem too with the fact that both of these are the same high ground. If you're, as a Terran, you set up a defensive line here, you've got siege tanks here, you're trying to siege into this position. And the Zerg, to get a defense, they have to get a surround. But that's no easy feat. The Zerg has to go around the rocks on the other side, somehow not get shot here, because the siege tank here can absolutely see and shoot over here. So you have to go all the way around, wrap around the minerals, and then you have a small ramp attacking up. Oh, this looks like it's going to be tough. Potential problems. I'm very keen to see what's going to happen with this one. Not good feelings about some of these. The tile set's cool, the art is really neat, but some of these designs, some of the doodads and the ramps concern me a bit. Well, I think that is all for each of the maps. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me which one's your favorite, which one's your least favorite, any concerns or things you're excited about. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you have a great day.